Hello guys, this is Farhan from Graphic and Art by Farhan, and today I'll be showing how to add a super speed effect in Gimp. So let's get started. Go to File, Open, and I have this image here that I downloaded. I'll have a link in the description for it. I'm going to open it here. This is the image. Let me zoom to 100%, and the keyboard shortcut is 1. So this is the background image we're gonna use for our super speed effect. So now what we're gonna do is bring the person who's going to run in super speed here. Go to File, open as layers, and I have this another image run. I named it. I also have a link in the description for it. Click open. So we're gonna have to scale it down because this image is too big. Zoom out by clicking minus on the keyboard, and now I'm going to scale it. Make sure the corners are right. On both sides. Now I'm gonna go to Unified Transform tool, or you could just hit Shift T, hold Control Shift, and on this click on one of the sides of the image. You can see it flattens the whole image, but we don't want that. So we're gonna go with scaling it like that. And what we're gonna do is crop this down. Go to the crop tool or click Shift C. So you have the corners right. And click enter. Okay, so now we're gonna make this man run. So first what we gotta do is crop him out of this object, and you can see it's a little blurry. Now we can go and fix that by going to enhance, sharpen, unsharp mask, but the radius is too much, so let me see. And you can play with this tool. It's a pretty great tool. Not too much. And for me they'll do it, so click OK. And now we're gonna remove the background, and we're gonna remove the background, so go to the paths tool, or you can just hit B on the keyboard. Now I'm going to zoom in at 4, maybe 6, 5, actually 4 is enough. Now what you have to do is carefully trace this object or person so that you can use him later. I'm going to speed this up now. So I've traced the whole person or object, but I haven't curved them, and also he's holding her hand, so that's a bit of a problem. And there is a little square on his hand which is showing the background of this image. We need to fix that, but we're gonna do that later. First we're gonna curve these. I'm going to speed this up again. So we've traced the person curved, and now what we need to do is get rid of the images that get rid of the parts that we don't need. So to create a new path, I'm going to hold shift. I'm going to hold shift and click on the part of the object that we need to delete. I'm going to hit it right here. And what I'm gonna do is create a square. Create a square in this circle. Because if you curve, and if we cut this hand out, you'll see that this area will be empty, and that would look weird for a human being, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to stretch him out in super speed. So let's get rid of her hand. To So to select all of this, I'm not gonna go to selection from path. I'm going to hit enter. Go to select invert and hit delete. Select none. Now you can see that we have successfully splitted the person from the image. So you can see there's still a lot going here because we didn't remove this. Just go to the eraser tool, Where is that? Now we want to move him to the middle, like here. But if we do that, the image starts out to be short. So what we're going to do is duplicate this layer, put this into default, and after the selection, go to select invert, delete, now select none, and merge down this layer. Now he's in the middle. And we need to erase these parts as well, because in that image the wall was there. So now we're going to give him super speed. Go to filters, blur, linear motion blur. And you can see it's starting to phase like the flash does. And by the way, have you seen Flash? The Flash show? If you have, tell me in the comments. And season 7 is coming, so get ready. So if you go too long, then you'll see he's gone, like faded. But we don't want that. We want him running and with super speed at the same time. So about 88.99 is good. Let me go to 90. And that's good as well. So, and if you see this angle here, if you change it, will change the whole direction of where he's running to. But that is good in a way, because if you go if the direction goes like this, it'll show that he's going from there and then he's gone. So I'm going to go with 2 and on angle, click OK, and there we have a super speed. But we're not done yet. Create a new layer, go to the brush tool, and I'm going to use this brush. The name is p.brushes.abear039. This is a brush I downloaded from DeviantArt. I'll have a link in the description if you want to download it too. So we're not gonna brush it down, we're going to use airbrush. This tool is very awesome. You could try and play with it. Make it the size of this person. And if you haven't noticed, he's wearing red. Let me show you. Well, he's wearing black, but his inner side of the hoodie matches is red, and you can see everything is red here. Now you can either choose black color if you want. Let's choose black color and see how it works. Now we're gonna colorize it, and if you go to colorize and do a lot of colors, it might not work. So the best thing to do is go to white. That will work. After you've done white, click OK. Then go to colors, colorize, and then change this. I think I'm gonna keep it to black. Click OK. Go to filters, blur, linear motion blur. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is go to smudge tool. And go to the run layer and now for the selection. And go with select, grow to 14. Select invert. So after you've growed the selection, what you're gonna do is feather. Thing 6 is fine. Hit delete. Now I'm going to select none. We'll select none. And I'm going to send the mode to soft light. Change the opacity how you want it to be. (59.3) is just fine. Make this layer invisible and go with new from visible. Turn those back on. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to merge this one down. So now we're going to go blur linear motion blur again because it seems too obvious. I think 117 is just fine. Now let's scale it down. So we want the person coming from that corner. And you can see we have created our super speed effect. And that will be for this tutorial, and I'll see you next weekend.